Good afternoon. This is Ross Callerman with the Luke 10 community, and I'm here with Toni Daniels. How are you doing today, Toni?
Doing well, thank you.
It's good to chat with you again. So, the thing that I want to talk about with Toni today is Toni. I've been hearing through the grapevine that you've been doing some types of coaching sessions with folks who are coming into the Luke 10 community who are starting Church 101 through online referrals. What's going on here? What are you doing?
So we've discovered this year that people coming through online just haven't really connected well with the material and with Luke 10. They don't finish the course. They don't move on to leader teams. And so as we were brainstorming why that might be, I just sensed that we needed to relationally engage people, because that's who we are as Luke 10. Really, it's about relationships and not content necessarily. And what we offer in our Church 101 course is so much greater than just that material. It's a way of being together in rounds, heart to heart, creating safety. Like, there's so much nonverbal relational skills that are passed on through just being together. So I thought, well, what if we invented a coaching time together with these people inquiring about Church 101, where we create that safety together. We use the rounds method. We even listen to Jesus or to our own hearts, even though we haven't taught them how to do that yet. And kind of check in together. So they get an experience of what Church 101 is before they actually start the course. And then through coaching questions, really get them to a place where they discern whether this is their next step or not. So they can wholeheartedly engage with Church 101 if they decide to do it. Because we really want people wholeheartedly engaged. So we don't want people going, I might look through that material, but then they really don't, or they don't really do anything with it. So now people who get the course will actually people who have said, yes, they want to wholeheartedly engage and they're in. And so far it's been an amazing experience, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
That's really exciting. The first time that I went through Church 101, I went through with a facilitator. I didn't go through I didn't just receive the materials and then try to go through it alone or even with a small group. It was us and it was Ron. And Ron helped us go through the whole thing. He helped us understand when we had questions, when we had pushbacks, and we had, when we were just, that's stupid and ridiculous. Ron, what are you trying to do to us here? Like he was right there to talk through those things with us. And it was incredibly helpful. I can't even imagine going through the Church 101 materials without a facilitator personally. And so the fact that you're doing this sounds like incredibly good news to me. So how's it been going since you've been doing this?
So I've been doing it for 2 or 3 weeks, and I've done 4 calls so far. I've had 13 people respond to the invitation to do a call, and three of those groups that I did were inquiries straight off the internet, and I found that it's just such a beautiful time. And like you were describing, without a coach there or a facilitator there, there's so many questions, because we're dealing with major paradigm shifts of how to be the body of Christ together. So that's very hard to get through just reading something. So lots of really important questions. I asked the people on the call, what's the one thing they would like to see happen at the end of Church 101? And so really getting at the heart passion of each person has been beautiful. And then we ask, what would keep you from wholeheartedly engaging in that course? And we listen to Jesus on that, or listen to God on that. And so they already removed the obstacles before they even begin. So every single person has said yes, that they want to do the course wholeheartedly engaging. 2 of them, all of them have said they want to do it with a facilitator as well, and a cohort. So we have 2 Church 101 classes starting this week, with all of these people in them. And 2 people said they want to go through the course with a facilitator, but they have to wait until next month because they're on vacation the rest of this month. So everyone has said yes, ironically. But I'm really excited about the caliber of people we're getting as well, and their commitment, their level of commitment. This is going to be a game changer, I think, for us.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it goes. I wasn't aware until we started talking that this has only been going on for 2 weeks. And I think you said something along the lines of, well, I've only done 4 calls. So 4 calls in 2 weeks. That's, in my as far as I can tell, it sounds pretty good. So you said that you asked them what's the one thing that they hope will happen through going through Church 101. So I'm going to turn your question back around on you. What's the thing that you want to see happen because you've been doing this?
Wow. I really have a passion for seeing leaders trained in relational skills and released, everything removed that hinders them from being everything God's created them to be. And I really believe that that Church 101 and Leader 101 and Luke 10 has incredible resources to give belonging and training to church planters all over the world. And so my heart is that, as we've been praying 10 to be prayer, that God bring us these apostles, these houses of peace that will really have an effective way to integrate them in so that they do find the belonging and the training that they need and the coaching that they need in order to do what God's called them to do.
That's awesome. I love that. So as you're going through this, I think I have one more question for you. So you're available for these people to talk with as they're wanting to start, or as they're inquiring into starting Church 101. What about people who may have already been through Church 101, but went through it, have been through it without a facilitator or without having had a coaching session like this?
That's great. Yeah, we would love to provide that for them as well. If anyone knows anyone who that's the case, then they can direct them to Hillary, and Hillary will get them scheduled into a call if they'd like to be in a call. Also, that fourth group that I led wasn't from the internet. It was some of our leaders who are part of Luke 10 leader teams. They had organized a Church 101 group already with some of their friends. And they called me and said, hey, will you do this intro coaching call with them? Even though they've said yes already, we still would like you to do the intro. So instead of them doing the intro lesson together, I stepped in and did an intro coaching call, and that kind of took care of that first intro lesson for them. And they said it was absolutely helpful and essential for them, because what I also do in that call is I give everyone the big picture of Luke 10's vision. Vibrant families of Jesus is close to every person on the planet. I share with them who Church 101 is uniquely designed for and who we've been praying for. I share with them the structure of the course, how it works, and then the value of the course economically as well, just what the value is that we're offering people. And I invite them to start praying already as far as what value they'd like to give back, depending on what the coach leads them to do, so that other people can take this course for free as well. That we want everyone at the table. We want everyone to be able to participate, but it is at a cost. And so they said just being able to do that right off the front with their particular group was really helpful. And the listening times of what hinders you, all of that was very helpful. And then we decided that it might be helpful for me to come back on the fifth lesson, the next steps lesson, and do another coaching round at that point to help them discern what are your next steps. And is Leader 101 that next step, or some form of partnering with Luke 10, or, just to help them think through that. And really, if they go into leader teams, to do it wholeheartedly.
So to clarify, I didn't catch if you actually expanded on this to make it completely clear. Your financial vision for doing this is that, yes, it's free up front for anyone who wants to do a facilitated Church 101, but that at lesson 5, when people are invited to partner with Luke 10, that if people partner financially, that will pay for future people to go through Church 101 with a facilitator for free. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, what I share in the intro call is that this Church 101 with a facilitator and a cohort is really, it's about a $200 value if you look at the market right now per person. So for the coaching that we're offering and the training we're offering. So I'll tell them that, and I'll say, but instead of charging you $200 for this course, we're giving it to you for free because we really want everyone to have a seat at the table. We don't want anything to hold anyone back. But someone has paid so that you can be here. So over the course of these 5 weeks, we'd like you to prayerfully ask the coach and consider yourself, based on the value you receive, if you'd like to give a donation back so that other people can do that. And we say a certain percentage will go to your facilitator for the time that they have offered and gifted, and then a certain percentage will go to Luke 10 to help continue developing materials. So that's at the very beginning. And then in lesson 5, we reiterate that. But if they move into Leader 101, that values a whole different thing, but it functions the same way on a donation basis. But they're getting more and getting deeper coaching and different things like that. So that would be a different commitment.
Yeah. You're a pretty sharp lady, so I'm guessing you thought of this, or that you recognize this, or maybe it was even the impetus for setting things up that way. But that's basically the way that Paul set up the way that he did missions. He didn't charge the folks who he was going to, but then after he had been with people for a while, that was when he said, hey, you've received good from me, so I want you to pay that forward to the next people who I'm going to take care of.
Thank you. No, I had not thought about that.
Well, that makes me feel good about myself.
That's why I do this, Roston. That's why I'm here.
Well, thank you, Toni. This has been really helpful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope it's clear, and it'll get clearer, I'm sure, as the experiment goes on. But so far, it's proving very beautiful and I think meaningful experience for me, at least, for sure.
We'll keep experimenting and keep telling us about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toni.